All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ha Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostle elders, which rule great millstone wild, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abababal. So this is the movie Mill. It came out in 2023 this year, which today is November 7th, 2023, the year that we pray and hope that Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, fulfill all the prophecies in the scriptures so that we could be removed from oppression and return to the promised land. So this movie, The Mill, all right, it has a heavy meaning because in the movie he's pushing a great millstone. All right, in the movie, The Mill, he's actually pushing a millstone, which I don't want to play the trailer or nothing, because I don't want to get tagged with copyright. I just got 2 of those just recently, so I'm going to just read the definition. It says, Joe is a rising star, which Joe is this guy here, and they use Joseph Joe for Joseph, which was one of the sons of Israel. It says, is a rising star at Mallard, a mega corporation whose market power surpasses Amazon and Apple combined. Devoted to his family and fixated on success, his life unravels into a nightmare when he wakes up in an open air prison cell with no memory. All right, so you can see this on Hulu. All right, but the movie, I went into this video that explains the definition of the movie, and if I remember, I'll attach it to the description box. All right, but the explanation of this movie is real spiritual, because pretty much he's pushing that millstone. All right, and if he don't, he dies. All right, but pretty much he succeeds, and it was just all a nightmare. All right, and that's what it is with us. All right, we're pushing this great millstone. All right, pushing this truth. All right, and if we pull from it, we're gonna die. All right, it's a death sentence. It tells you. All right, Luke 9 verse 26. Let's see. 62. Luke 9:62. It says, and Yahweh Shai said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. All right? So taking your hand from the plow is a death sentence. All right? And that's what happens in that movie. If you don't push that great millstone, all right, you're going to be put to death. And the Lord is going to use the so-called white man to do it. He could even use a 2/3, a reprobate. All right, but the Lord, he's going to kill them that are unworthy for the kingdom of heaven, which in America is 2/3 of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. It says, let me go up. I saw that one that was up here in 20. Let me see. Which that was a heavy one too. Oh, that is. It says in Luke 9 verse 24, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. Right? And that's how they torment this man in the movie, is they play his family on the wall like in a projector form. And, do you want to go back with your family? You better keep, working. So on the other side, on this, same coin, this movie, what was it called? In this movie, The Mill, all right, there's a another part where he has to give up and he succeeds, right? He has to face his fear of death and he actually succeeds. I don't want to ruin the movie for nobody, but really, we're all men. All right, so this information is edifying, and that's why I'm gonna bring it out. I'm not really worried about nobody's emotions. All right, but the mill in the movie The Mill, he has to give up on his life and on thinking about going back to his wife and his family so he could succeed. All right, so in the movie, he has to lose his life and he saves it. In fact, he wakes up as it was a bad dream. And that's what's going to happen to the elect. We're going to come out of this like it was a bad dream. Because the Edomites, the so-called Caucasians, the wicked, that has this wicked society, operating on the backs of the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, it's going to cease to exist because the Lord's going to destroy America with nuclear missiles after they make the implantable microchip mandatory for buying and selling, as well as he's going to establish new rulers, which are going to be the elect of Israel. The Israelites today are under the names of being so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which have been scattered throughout the world in slavery. And we have to lose our lives in this world, all right, whether it's success, whether it's even being married. Some brothers, you can't even find a wife in this fucking wicked-ass society, right? Your kids get taken from you. Everything. We could possibly lose everything, including our lives, but at the end, we're going to succeed. And we're going to wake up, some to everlasting life and some to everlasting contempt. Here it is, in Daniel 12, verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. All right? And that dust is the chaos and confusion that is going on in this world. Some to everlasting life, dealing with the elect, and some to shame. And it says, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Let's go to the NLT. Let's see what this says in the NLT. It says, many of those whose bodies lie dead and buried will rise up. That's not it. Let's see what the YLT, it says, and the multitude of those sleeping in the dust of the ground do awake, some to life, age, daring. That ain't it. Yeah, it's just the best way it is. The KJV. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. And that's what he does. He awakes and he's actually elevated after he wakes up from that slumber, which he's in a nightmare. Some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. All right. So I'm going to get one more and then we'll close it out, which is right here in Psalm 73, verse 16. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Until I went into the sanctuary of Yahweh, then understood I their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors as a dream when one awaketh. So, O Lord, when thou awaketh, thou shalt despise their image. So they're going to be like a nightmare that existed, and the Lord's going to despise them at the end of the day and destroy them as they never were. All right, it's going to be like they were never around. It was going to be like a dream that we had, and eventually it dissipates over time to be forgotten. That's how these Edomites are going to be, all right? They're going to be forgotten in everlasting contempt, all right? And the 2/3 that perish with them, all right, because of their rebellion, they're going to be punished for that rebellion. They're going to get the lake of fire, but they're going to come back, all right? But the Edomites, after 1,000 years of slavery, they're gonna be made extinct as they never were. All right, they're not gonna exist. No relic or remembrance of them, no memorial of them, no residue of them. The only thing that's gonna remain is the desert, which America is gonna become under that nuclear destruction, and it's gonna be a memorial to the righteous judgment that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai carried out on the wicked. The wicked are the red devils the Bible speaks of, the so-called Caucasian that rule the world in wickedness. So in Isaiah 14, verse 21, prepare slaughter for his sons, which the way we prepare you is by telling you what's about to happen to you. For the iniquity of their fathers. So because you got this place by the sword, you're a liar, you're a deceiver, you're a thief, you're a murderer, all right? You're a fugitive, you're a vagabond. You're going to suffer the punishment for what your fathers did, because you are your fathers reincarnated. It says that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Why? Because the wicked are ruling. The Lord don't want you to come back into power, so he's going to make you extinct. Job 20 verse... it's Job 9 verse 20. 9 verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If it ain't the so-called white man, then who is it? Right? Which they're going to say it's the Chinese. It's everybody else but them. Right? They don't want to take responsibility. Which really, I can't blame them. That's what they're supposed to be doing, right? They're deceivers. The Lord put it in them to deceive the world. They're doing exactly what they were created to do. They hold themselves innocent, right? And they blame everybody else as the accuser of our brethren. They even accuse the Israelites. It says the wicked, right? It says into his hand, Yad. It says hand of a man, that man being the so-called white man, the red devil. Strength, power, figuratively. It says, let me see. It says Strong's definition, Yad, or Yad, a primitive word, which it goes back to the Paleo-Hebrew. It says a hand, the open one, indicating power, means, direction, etc. And so I put the richest bankers in the world, and you can see they pull up number so-called Caucasians, because they are the ones controlling the world. They are the wicked. And every other nation has to come to them for resources, because they're the ones that have the power. And it was given to them for a short period of time, but soon they're going to be destroyed, and anyone that cleaves to them, they're going to be destroyed with them. All right? Because they're going to make a implantable microchip mandatory for buying and selling. And if you take that to keep your job, to try to be successful for your family or whatever the thing is, you're going to perish with your family in the lake of fire, the nuclear destruction. And salvation is only for the Israelites. All right? But the Edomites are the red devil the Bible speaks of. And as you can see, Warren Buffett or any other devil that wear a white shirt, they're not white. They're red. All right? Different shades of pink. All right? Which is a color of red. Right? Because their blood shows forth through their skin. They are the Edomites. They're Esau's children. Esau, Aishawa, which means wasted away, because when they were born as a twin to Jacob, and Jacob had color like a so-called black man. And Esau, being the twin to Jacob, came out red and small, weak, like a premature baby. All right? Because they're the weaker nation. That's why they need the gun. They need all this technology because they're less of a man than the Israelites. The Israelites are the greatest amongst all nations, and we are enslaved under the nations. And that's why the world is why it is in the situation it's in, is because the righteous are not ruling. The wicked are in power. But it's going to end soon. And when it ends, a lot of people are going to die. But the new world, which is going to be this earth, rejuvenated under the Israelites and the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the people are going to rejoice because the earth is going to prosper, right? The people are going to prosper under us, all right? Everything's going to expand. Everything's going to multiply, all right? But under the wicked, everything is dying. Everybody's sick, right? Everything is corrupt. Everything is done backwards. All right, this place is a filthy fucking place, and it's an abomination before the eyes of the Lord, and that's why they're going to lose their power, and it's going to be given to the right hand. Power is going to be taken from the left hand and given to the right hand. All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Ha Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Wow. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abababal.